Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. There are two aspects that need to be taken care of as a spiritual practice. That is called as the Vidhi Nishedha. What we are not has to be rejected, and what we are has to be asserted. So, this Atma Tattva, the Absolute Self, is indicated in the light of our day-to-day experiences. See, the real study and practice of Vedanta is analyzing our day-to-day experiences in the light of the authority of the scriptures, and thereby learn from that and grow wise with every additional passage of day. That is Vedanta practice. Vedanta practice is not a mechanical one like the Karma Kandi, see, or like the yoga, or like the Upasana. Upasana becomes only mechanical. Please understand the difference between Upasana and devotion. Upasana is the means, devotion is the goal. See? So when we go to the temple, ring the bell and give the wash to the god. So when you have to give bath to the god, naturally you also have to take the bath. See, this is how the technique is. So, when we thus analyze our day-to-day experiences and keep on learning from every experience, then we are practicing Vedantic knowledge. So what is our experience? Now those who are lost in the miseries of their life, they have no inquiry, they have only complaints. My experience is, children ask unique and wonderful questions. Elderly people have no questions. They only complain. This is how that sticker has come out. Anywhere I go, complain. Swamiji, my wife doesn't listen to me. What should I do? Another place, they were giving me food. And before giving food, they will ask 101 questions. There is nothing like free dinner in this world. So, I got so disgusted. I said, दो रोटी देने जा रही हो, 25 प्रश्न पूछे जा रही हो. See, I am not going to answer any of your question. I don't want your food. I am going home. No, Swami, please don't get angry. I said, not angry. I am hungry, and you keep on asking questions. See? Okay, last question. I said, okay, because there is no choice. Swamiji, when we sit with you, we feel so good, we like to sit and spend more time with you. Why this is so? I said, because who listens to you, tell me? Has your husband ever listened to anything what you speak? On the contrary, he is fed up. Therefore he says, Chale jao, wo satsang chal raha hai, go. It is not the God, but you get rid of. Nobody listens to you. Second thing, when somebody talks to you, do you think they talk wisdom? They only talk complaint and competition. See? One husband said, I am fed up of my wife. She cooks such a terrible food that I have to go to the hotel after every dinner. Do you think the other husband will keep quiet? This is nothing. My wife doesn't take food unless I come home. Really? Because I had to cook, man. And then only she can take food. See? So elderly people have nothing but complaints. Try this. We have to have no complaints about anything in this world. You are relaxed. See, why this is so? It is like that only. So, we keep on learning from our experiences. But our experiences mean these useless things. On the contrary, if you go little expanded way of thinking, we don't have only the waking experience of a husband, wife, brother, father, mother, sister, but we have so many roles that we have to play. And when we are identified with the body, then only this waking world comes into existence. And not only that, we also have another layer of experience, the dream experience. Then also the deep sleep experience. So when we talk about life, what it should mean? It should mean life is all the three kinds of experiences. And then you start learning from that. So you will come to know, we never dream the dream as a dream. During the dream is absolute solid reality. See, many times when some bad or good dream happens, our heartbeat starts increasing, we are perspiring, we are frightened, and we get out of the thing. And after that also that fear continues. See, friends. So, as the dream is experienced as a real waking experience during the dream, in the same manner, this waking dream is a solid reality till we are awakened to our essential nature. See, friends, in the dream, if somebody tells us that this is a dream, do you think we'll accept it? In the same manner, the waking world is just a dream, it is not real, it is only images. Do you think we'll accept it? One of my friend is ophthalmologist. He was driving me after the lecture, and in that lecture I must have made a statement that we are only living in images. It's not the truth, it is not the reality. So he says, Swamiji, today you said this thing, how it is possible? I am driving you, not allowing any accident to happen. Is it the image? I said, first stop the car, I'll talk to you later. And then I told him, you are ophthalmologist, tell me how the knowledge about the object is perceived. An image is formed on the retina, and that image is caught by the mind. And the mind with the image is illumined in the light of consciousness. Then the knowledge happens. So what actually we experience is only the images, not the actual one. See, friends, suppose there is blue light on my face. You will see me suffering from ischemia. See? If there is a yellow light on my face, you will see I am suffering from jaundice. See, friends. Therefore, what we see is in reality only the images. And once we take this principle, then we can go further in our spiritual practice. Images depend on the media where the image is formed. Suppose you are having your image in water. Once I was in some other country, and it was such a still lake in probably Alaska or somewhere. There was very high up mountains. We flew there, and before we landed on that lake, so I saw from above, and I told my pilot, I said, hey, don't land immediately, let me take a picture. So the lake was still like a sheet of glass, and the reflection was perfect. And after we landed on the lake, then naturally ripples and all that came. And all the reflections were shaky and shattered. So learn from this. When the mind is at peace, not agitated, your perception will be different. But when the mind is disturbed, angry, frustrated, then there won't be perception, there will be reaction. See, friends, this process of observing and learning from every experience of our life will slowly give us a different picture of life. So many times the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper has come and gone. We are the same. We neither have the experience of birth, nor growth, nor death, nor our absence. And when we come to this point, will we ever bother to ask question about this world or complain about this world? It is something like this. Snake and the rope. So you saw the snake and you got frightened, you wanted to kill the snake. So you go with a torch and a stick so that you can kill the snake. And when you put the right means of knowledge and see, or rather want to see the snake, then you come to know it was a rope. Thereafter, will you ever inquire, ye to theek hai, rope hai, but where the snake has gone? Will you ever ask about this? See, friends, questions come only because we have not reached our essential nature. How simple it is. Therefore, what is the spiritual practice? That about which we have no question and no doubt that we are. We have no question, no doubt about our being. See, in this manner, when we inquire and learn from the experiences of our life, then we come to know Ayam Atma Chatushpad, this Atma, the Self, has four aspects. Waker when identified with the gross body, dreamer when identified with the subtle body, deep sleeper when identified with the absence of the dream and waking. Then the question comes, then who am I? The fourth one, who is supporting all of them and yet beyond all of them. See, another simple approach. The truth is not opposed to anything. Now take this principle. Tall is opposed to short. Joy is opposed to sorrows. Riches are opposed to poverty. Knowledge is opposed to ignorance. Sound is opposed to silence. The truth is not opposed to anything. Waking is opposed to the dream and deep sleep. Now find out what is that which is unopposed. So, sounds are illuminated by this reality that we are. Silence is also illuminated by the same reality. And if we have taken this position of the truth, then sounds will not disturb us and silence will not make us happy. So what is the spiritual practice? What is the Maha Mantra? This is the Maha Mantra. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Then things will start happening. when things start happening, the doer is not born. See? What is our contribution that our age is growing? It is that poor earth running around the sun and our age is growing. What can be more foolishness than this? It is something like, for the axe blade, I have taken a branch from the tree in your compound. Therefore, you are my relative. Look here. In the same manner, the earth is moving around the sun and we are growing in age. See, friends, so when we thus inquire and discard this waking, dream and deep sleep, along with the waker, dreamer and the deep sleeper, then the question comes, then nothing remains. See? So here the teacher tells, Nanta pradnyam na bahish pradnyam na ubhayataha pradnyam na prajnana ghanam na prajnyam na aprajnyam adrushtam avyavaharyam agrayam alakshanam achintyam avvapadeshyam ekatma pratyasaram prapanchopashamam shantam shivam advaitam chaturtham manyante sa atma sa vijneyaha. This is one of the most important mantra of this Upanishad. So, what is said, Nanta prajna na bahish prajna, means what? Means we are lost only in this. That the Atma is, Anta prajna means what? The dreamer, Tejas. The Anta prajna, meaning this self illuminates the dream experience and the dreamer without becoming the dreamer. It's not difficult. Like an actor on the stage becomes Chhatrapati Shivaji without becoming a Chhatrapati Shivaji. Doesn't he do that? See? And he knows very clearly that he is not even a useless Pati. Forget about Chhatrapati. This is what is all spiritual practice. Let there be action without the birth of an actor. Let there be knowledge without the birth of a knower. Let there be experience without the birth of an experiencer. Let there be joy without an enjoyer. But what we do? Swami, yesterday's meditation was really solid. Maja aa gaya tha. Is it a rasgulla or what? Maja aa gaya tha. See, those who enjoy meditation, they are a bhogi, they are not yogi. See, friends, therefore, here, na antapradnyam iti tejasa pratishedha. So, this absolute reality, the Atma, is na antapragyaha, that means no tejas, no dreamer and his prapancha. Then na bahish pradnyam iti vishwa pratishedha. So, na bahish prajna means what? He is nor the waker or the waking world or the waking experiences. See? Now see, you must have read the autobiography of many people. In that autobiography, we write only what has been happening only in the waking experiences to the waker. Has anybody ever written the autobiography of a dreamer? What is the reason? See, the reason is, in every dream there is a separate dreamer. And those dreamers have no connection. And if every dream has a separate dreamer, On what ground we say that every waking does not have the separate dreamer, a separate waker? So yesterday's I, the waker, today's I, the waker, they are not one and the same. See, friends, like this mala. Now, what is this mala or the, garland? Is it an object? For the ignorant, yes. For the wise, no. This is an appearance. When the thread is broken and every flower, including the thread, is collected, will there be any change in the weight of the object? And when we separate the thread and separate the flowers, where the mala has gone, find out. Mala is just an appearance. It appears. It doesn't exist. Existence is, continuity is because of the thread. And every flower has no relation with each other. You can break this thread and again rearrange different relation among the flowers. Will there be any difference? No. Exactly the same way. Every waker is a flower, a fool. And all these fools are put together by the thread of consciousness. And an illusion of I is born. See? And if there are many flowers, a long mala. If there are less flowers, small mala. If there are very less flowers, very small mala. Be attentive. If there is only one flower, no mala. Think. And what we talk. When I was in, Baghdad, I used to be there, very small. And my grandfather used to sell this thing. So we start from the third generation. And this is how Mr. I, an ego, is born who doesn't exist. Therefore, if we want to define what is ego, ego is that fool, dumb creature which is carrying the burden of total past in the form of possessions and relations. Observe this. When we talk to others, we always talk about our past. And when we talk to ourselves, we always talk about the future. And when you drop the past and the future, you are in the utter present, only one flower. No ego. Therefore, what is the spiritual practice? Don't talk about your past. You have nothing to talk. So, na antaprajna, na bahishprajna. We have to get rid of this waker. So, Vishwa pratishedaha na ubhayataha prajnam iti jagrat swapnayoho antarala avastha pratishedaha. And na ubhayataha prajnam. So, neither the antaprajna nor bahishprajna, neither the dreamer or the waker, and in between there are many stages. For example, when we are out of the sleep, but not out of the bed, and keep on collecting the wool, is called in English as a wool spinning or wool collection. We collect so much of wool that we can have a carpet factory. And during that wool collection, all our energy is discharged. Like when we go to sleep, we put the phone for charging. See? And then when we wake up, it is fully charged. The same thing. When we go to sleep, We put ourselves for charging. When you come out of the sleep, you are fully charged. But then what we do? We don't get out of the bed. Then the discharge begins. And when there is hardly any power left in us, which was discharged in unwanted thinking, uncalled for thinking, and then we wake up. I don't know, today I am not feeling good. Naturally, you are drained man. See? Therefore, this na ubhayataha prajna means what? This particular period of our daily life, take care of that. Coming out of the sleep is never a problem. Coming out of the bed is the highest problem. See? Oh, it is 6:05. This is not a round figure. I'll get up at 6:15. Again we sleep. There is no sleep, but we hang around like a pig. And then again we look at, oh, it is again 6:55. This is not the right time, Let it be 7 o'clock. Again we go to sleep. And again there is odd figure. And finally, chodo yaar soja. See, friends. So, na ubhayataha prajna. Thereafter, the teacher says, na prajnana ghanam iti sushupta avastha pratishedaha. Na prajnana ghanam is, nor it is an experience of deep sleep. See. So, bija bhava aveka rupatvat. Because what is the deep sleep? Deep sleep is the seed, the cause for the waking and the dream. And aviveka rupatvat. And there is no wisdom, there is no discrimination, there is no knowledge. Prajna means what? Neither we know ourselves, nor we know anybody, nor we know the world. Therefore, this also prajna ghanam na bija bhava aviveka rupatvan na prajnam iti yugapat sarva vishaya prajnatrutva pratishedaha. And then when it is said, na prajnam, therefore all the experiences of waking, dream, deep sleep together are negated. See, what is said? Neither the waker with the waking world, nor the dreamer with the dream world, nor the deep sleeper with the deep sleep world, nor the in-between stages, and nor all of them put together. See. Therefore, na prajnam iti, so na aprajnam iti ati achaitanya pratishedaha. And na aprajnam means we are not talking about the inertness. See, friends, yesterday in our Shiva Sutra we have seen Khechari Mudra, there I have mentioned this point. The nearest neighbor to the absolute reality is space. See? If your neighbor is, let us take a disco studio. You don't have to pay for it. You hear free. Ding, 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 ding. You don't have to do anything. In the same manner, when you are at the Prithvi, Gandha, all the time lost only in spraying, Why they put a spray? Because their body stings so bad, they never take bath. And that is why they will be spraying everywhere. I know only one spray, and that is Begone spray. Nobody comes near you thereafter. Forget about these your cockroaches, but human beings also won't come. And the funny thing about these perfumes? The one who puts on the perfume, he never smells it. It is the other people who smell it. And these dumb people, they spend money for others. See? So when we are living at the level of the Prithvi, we are far away, we have to struggle. And as we proceed, we come at the level of the space. Now what is the space? Space as Shabda, sound. And space supports everything, rejects nothing. Space doesn't undergo any modification. Therefore, we start playing space. at this moment, we are neighbor to Paramatma. See, Bhagavad Gita talks about it. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayantyapaha, na shoshayati marutaha. Neither the earth, nor the waters, nor the fire, nor the air influence this. What is this? This space. See? In this manner, when we are playing this, so I understood. What? Space is Atma. No. Space is an object of knowledge. It is inert. And therefore, it is mentioned here, na apradnyam iti, na apradnyam iti achaitanya pratisheda. Katham punaha antapradyatvadinam atmanim gamyamananam rajvadau sarpadivat pratishedad asatvam gamyate iti uchyate. Now, when everything is negated, then nothing should remain. So the teacher says, no, it is not so, because when the snake disappears, the rope remains. See, friends, the idea is, this is a very fundamental rule. An illusion cannot exist without the substratum. See? And he who has discovered the substratum will never argue with the people who are talking about the illusions. There were 3 persons arguing and discussing, and very hot discussion was going on. One person said, this is a snake. The other person said, this is a garland. The third person said, it is a crack in the soil. And they were trying to prove our point. And the fourth man, Turiya, he was going nearby. He said, hey, why are we fighting? See, look here, now you come and tell us. See, I am telling this is the snake, but this fellow says this is the garland. It is a clear snake I am seeing. And everybody tried to prove his way. And this fourth man knew it is none of the 3, but it is a rope. If this man is wise, he will not discuss anything with anybody. Because if he has to tell, what he has to tell? Oh, snake man, you are wrong. Oh, garland man, you are wrong. Oh, soil crack man, you are wrong. When you all the 3 are wrong, they will unite together and kill you. So what a wise person will do? He will say, yes, you are right. You are also right. Because the world is born out of the truth. How can you be untruth? You are right. Maharaj, dhanne. Therefore, wise people never argue and contradict with anybody on any issue. This is one very important spiritual practice. Vado na avalambyaha. Don't take refuge in arguments and logic. The world has always been like this. The simplest way to disagree is to agree immediately. And when you agree immediately, the person with whom you agree, he forgets. Arre, kiske baare mein kaha? He has already forgotten. Therefore, now, sushupte vyabhichariti chenna, thereafter, ataha, this being so, now what is the reality? Yasmat adrushtam. And therefore, this reality is adrushtam, it is not an object of knowledge. Now, this is the first and the most important principle. The objectivity in the knowledge is the biggest obstacle for every educated, illiterate person. See? And therefore, the questions come. In one college, after my lecture, one student asked me this question. Excuse me, Swamiji, have you seen God? See? So I told him, why should I tell you? No. The same question was asked by Vivekananda to Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Therefore I am asking you this question. I said, you may be Vivekananda, I am not Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So when we ask this question, have you seen God? What does it mean? That God is an object to be perceived through the eyes. See, friends, therefore, this objectivity in the knowledge has to be discarded. Adrishtam. And to discard the objectivity from the knowledge, what is required? All the objects, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, their absence is the object of contemplation. See? When we do the japa, our attention is on the sound. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Now make the absence of the sound as the object of knowledge. Om Namah Shivaya. So when we make the absence of the sound as the object of knowledge, that also remains objective. Then such a person gets disturbed by little sounds. But then you go one step further. Whether sound or absence of sound, both are illumined by the same reality, which is neither the sound nor the absence of the sound, and therefore beyond both of them, that is what we are. If this is our knowledge, will such a person ever get agitated with anything in this world? Any time we get disturbed, understand we are lost in the mind. It is the mind alone which gets disturbed, not the self. Waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi, they belong to, waking belongs to the intellect, dream belongs to the mind, deep sleep belongs to the ahankar, and samadhi belongs to the chitta. This antakaran chatushtaya, mana buddhi chitta ahankar. To them these four experiences belong, not to the conscious reality. You must have heard this word, the waking plane of consciousness. The waking plane doesn't belong to consciousness, it belongs to the mind, the intellect. See, friends. And therefore, adrishtam. So we reject the objectivity from our knowledge, and therefore avyavaharyam. Vyavahar means conducting a business between the two. Now be attentive. I am scratching my ear with my hand. Is it a vyavahar? See? So although activities are happening, yet an actor is not born. Will the ear say to the hand, thank you dear for helping me at the right time? And if the same finger goes in the eye for whatever reason, will the eye say, chop off this fellow, he has disturbed me? No. So perception of duality is not the problem, but forgetting the uniting substratum, that creates the problem. See, friends, therefore, the wise people of Vyavaharyam, they do not do anything. A boy and a girl, they love each other. There the love is a verb. I love you. And therefore, that boy and a girl, they fall in love. It's the action. And when you fall in the love, that fall in love is called as post-love accident, called as marriage. And when you get into accident, you get hurt. See? So there the love is a verb, but the love for the child, which the mother contains, it is not an action. She has love. It is a noun. Therefore, wise people don't love anybody. When Bhagavan Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha. One person came and asked me this question. Swamiji, how can Bhagavan say that Name Deshoste na Priyaha? And sometimes he says, such a devotee is dear to me in the 12th chapter. So sometimes he says, he is dear to me, and now he says, nobody is dear to me. Why he is contradicting? I said, only to confuse you. Unless you are confused, you will not start thinking. See? So what is meant is that when there is no sense of otherness, there cannot be any business conducted. Therefore, avyavaharyam. And therefore, the great masters don't love anybody. There was one friend of mine, and his wife told me, Swamiji, you are living and going, will you not feel bad that you call me mom and you are living, will you not feel bad? I didn't reply. Her husband was wise. He said, don't run after these Babajis. The one who could leave his original biological mother and walk out, is he going to hold on to you? See, name dveshosti na priyaha. See, friends, because it is no more vyavahar, it is no more an action. Avyavaharyam, and therefore agrahyam. Therefore you cannot hold on to the reality through the karmendriyas. Now if you see Upanishad, the same thought comes in different way. Na tatra chakshur gacchati, na vag gacchati, na manaha, na vidmaha, na vijanimaha, yatha etad anushishyad, anya devatad viditat, atha aviditat adhi. The meaning of this mantra and this mantra is same. There the sense organs, the organs of action, the mind, the intellect doesn't function. Now here also the same thing. Yad drishtam, it is not object. Agrahyam, the karmendriyas cannot hold this reality. Alakshanam, alingam iti etad, anupameyam. Therefore you cannot infer. See, inference is drawn by looking at the effect, then we reach the cause. So when there is a fever, it is the effect. Then we reach the cause, and it is a viral attack. In this manner, there is no lakshanam, there is nothing that we can indicate that because of this the Paramatma is. No. Because of the Paramatma everything is. See? Thereafter, ata evam avyapadeshyam shabdaihi, and therefore it cannot be spoken of, indicated by words. See? Maunam vyakya prakatita para brahma tattvam yuvanam varshishthante vasadrushi avrutam brahmanishthaihi acharendram karakalita chinmudramanandarupam swatmaramam mudita vadanam dakshinamurti mide. In this dhyana shloka, it is said, Maunam vyakya prakatita. One girl, she took some of my book, and she said, Swamiji, please write a message for me. I said, do you think in this there is a chutney or what? Read the book. What is the message? No, some message for me. So I wrote, if you can understand my silence, you will understand my words. Swamiji, what is this? Again the question. See, constantly blah, 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 blah. Keep quiet, keep quiet. And then you come to a point whether we talk or we don't talk. It makes no difference. When we were not in this world, there was never any problem. When we will leave this world, there won't be any lacuna. If you don't trust, leave and see. So our earlier absence and posterior absence makes no difference. So our presence is making any difference. But ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. We feel the whole world is running because of me, me, me. So many have come and gone. Rama has come. He has taken his Ramarajya. Krishna has come. He could not protect his own Dwarka. In front of Krishna, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, this Abhimanyu was killed. What could he do? And we feel, I will protect the world. चड्डी पकड़ो ठीक से, वो नीचे जा रही है, मध्य प्रदेश बाहर आ गया है, दुनिया का भला करने जा रहे हैं. Therefore, avapadesham, there is nothing that you can speak about, keep mouth shut. Then, ekatma pratyasaram, जागृदादि अनेकेषु एको अयम आत्मा इति एवं अव्यभिचारी यहाँ प्रत्ययः तेन अनुसरणीयम. Now, एक प्रत्यय सारम. Now see, that which is present in the waking goes, but that remains. Then that which is present in the dream goes, but that remains. That which is present in the deep sleep, that also goes, but it remains. And therefore, Atma is not in the waker, Atma is not in the dreamer, Atma is not in the deep sleeper, but these three fellows are superimposed on this one reality. See, our understanding is Atma is inside, Outside is Annamaya Kosh, 36, 42, 62. Annamaya Kosh. This is what you can see in this world, How can you be miserable? So this is Annamaya Kosh. In that Annamaya Kosh, there is the Pranamaya Kosh inside, like a layer. Inside that there is a Manomaya Kosh. Inside that there is a Vijnanamaya Kosh. Inside that there is Anandamaya Kosh. Inside that the Atma is suffocating. That is not the meaning. It is the other way around. See, the body is in the Pranamaya Kosha. If the prana departs, the body cannot exist. So, Anyontara Atma Pranamaya. See? So, in the Pranamaya Kosha become the container, and the body, Annamaya Kosha, become the contents. See? Then, these two, Annamaya, Pranamaya Kosha, they are the contents, Manomaya Kosha is the container. Then these three are the contents, Vijnanamaya Kosha, the I is the container. Is it not? I am happy, I am unhappy, identification with the mind. I am hungry, I am thirsty, identification with the Pranamaya Kosha. I am man, I am woman, identification with the Annamaya Kosha. So where are all these three koshas? They are in the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Vijnanamaya Kosha is not inside. Change this attitude towards yourself. You will expand into infinite. Not physically, in wisdom. And what is the Vijnanamaya Kosha? Vijnanamaya Kosha is in the Anandamaya Kosha. It is the causal state. Like all the waves are in the ocean, in the same manner, all Vijnanamaya Koshas, they merge eki bhavati gani bhutaha. They come back to this Anandamaya Kosha. And what is the Anandamaya Kosha? Anandamaya Kosha is Paramatma playing foolishness. Paramatma doesn't become fool. He's playing foolishness. And in that play he has forgotten. Hare, I was playing. Don't we do this thing? Many times we start something just for fun's sake, and that fun's sake argument becomes so strong that as if it has become real and we come on blows. See, friends, therefore here it is said, it is ekatma pratyasaram. So whether the waking comes and goes, I am the same. Whether the dream comes and goes, I am the same. Deep sleep comes and goes, I am the same. Samadhi comes and ends, doesn't make any difference. See, friends. Ekatma pratyasaram. Reflect on this statement. I had a good sleep, but in between there were bad dreams. Who can make this statement? Waker cannot make this statement because waker was absent in the deep sleep and the dream. Then who makes this statement? This statement is made by the one who was in the deep sleep, but he was not sleeping. He was in the dream, but he was not a dreamer. And who is in the waking, but he is not a waker. See, friends. Now this, if we take your day-to-day experiences, the same man with the conditioning of his father, he has become son. The same man with the conditioning of his wife, he has become husband. The same man with the conditioning of his son, he has become father. Who is miserable? These three non-existing entities. But in and through all the three, the man is common. And who is this man? He is supporting the son, but without becoming a son. He is supporting the husband without becoming a husband. He is supporting the father without becoming a father. How? When he refuses to be influenced by the problems of the son, the problems of the husband, the problems of the father. Problems will be there. He will sort them out, but he will not be influenced by them. Ekatma pratyasaram. The more you become subjective in this understanding, you will see, when my father died, what happened to whom? Nothing happened to the son, because when there is no father, there cannot be a son. When my wife died, what happened to whom? To nobody happened nothing. Because when there is no wife, there is no husband. And when my son died, nothing happened to the father. If there is no son, there is no father. And who is miserable? These three non-existing entities are miserable. See, friends, ekatma pratyasaram. And if you observe, when a particular event happens in our life, that time how intensely we are miserable and frustrated, but as the time passes, the intensity of the misery, etc. disappears, and then we become philosopher. See? Ekatma pratyasaram. This is what Bhagavan Krishna, I told you yesterday. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtaha. I am in the heart of everybody. Now don't use this understanding in this manner. Bhagavan has entered his heart and he has become non-vegetarian, he is drinking the blood. No. Heart of everything means like the heart of all the shapes is space. See, friend. So, in the north there is a space, in the south there is a space, in the east there is a space, in the west there is a space. So, space is the heart of everything. Means what? On that infinite space, north, east, west, south, these are superimposed. They are not real. The space is the real. In the same manner, when Bhagavan says, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtaha, it doesn't mean that he is going inside and staying there. So, mattaha smriti jnanam apohanancha. I alone support the waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. That vedasya sarvi ahameva vidya. This aham, this I, is worthy of knowing. And all other things are not worthy of knowing. Vidya means worthy of knowing. See? Vedasya sarvaihi all the scriptures, I would not say the word scriptures, all the Vedas and Upanishads, they are meant for knowing this I. So all the principles which are spoken of in our scriptures, whether it is the creation, or it is the rebirth, or it is the jiva, or it is the sin and merit, or it is going to hell and heaven, it is not meant for that purpose. See, what happens with us, the problem is, we are unable to discover the moral of the story. See, when stories are told, there is some moral behind it. Like, once I was telling a story, and the story was how the infinite cannot be known by a person who is lost in small little things. That was the theme. So to make this point clear, I said, once it so happened, a fish from the ocean happened to go to a well. And in that well there was a small frog. So when the frog saw some foreigner has come, the frog went and asked, "Hey, who are you?" He said, "I am a fish." "Okay, fish, maybe whatever it is. Where from you have come?" "I have come from ocean." "What is ocean?" "Ocean is a collection of waters." "How much water?" "This much." You can imagine the small frog, these 2 fingers, this much water, ocean. And the fish doesn't have neck. So he wagged his tail. "No." Then the frog says, "This much water?" Fish says, "No." Then he becomes angry. "This much?" He said, "No." He takes a leap in the waters. "This much?" He said, "No." His anger reaches the climax. He jumps diagonally from wall to wall. "This much?" He said, "No, Baba." Then come to the ocean. They went to ocean. And when they went to ocean, now the fish is asking, "How much is the water?" "Maunam vyakhya prakatita para brahma tattvam yuvanam." He became silent. After this story was told, one elderly, grown-up, serious person asked me this question. "Swamiji, I got a question." I said, "What?" "How did the fish go to the well?" So I told him, by Kingfisher Airlines. The moral of the story is not understood. Exactly the same way, when we are told last life, this life, next life, whose life? That we never inquire. We are all the time extrovert. And therefore, we become selfish. An extrovert person alone is selfish. So whatever we are doing, the question is, what will I get? What will I get? So the first step the scriptures want to understand, let us understand that first discover you are not the body, but you are the embodied. See, my glasses are not seeing. Through the glasses, the eyes are seeing. My eyes are not seeing. Through the eyes, the mind is seeing. My mind is not seeing. Behind the mind, I is there. I am seeing. Who is this I? So first, the scriptures want us to cognize this, that we are embodied and not the body. Now what is that embodied? So some name is to be given. It is called a jiva. And we take that word jiva as the reality. Inquire about what the jiva is. See, it is here most of the philosophies except Vedanta, they take this jiva as a real, and they will glorify the stories in the last life, this life, next life. One of my very good friend, he is a yogacharya and he is very old. So he tells me, every year I meet him on the 1st January to 7th January, we are together. So first my lecture is there for 1 hour, thereafter his yoga practice continues. So he says, Swamiji, I know his 7 lives earlier. In the last life I was so and so, before that I was in Jabalpur, before that I was in Dehradun, and in the 7th life I was a parrot. That's what he told me. Very good. He said, I can tell you about your life also if you want. I said, no, I am everywhere. I am not in some things. Everything is in me. He said, you people, what you talk, we don't understand. I said, that is very good. It is a blessing in disguise. Now be attentive. When a bulb becomes fuse, will the light from the bulb go into another light? Think. So when we talk about jiva, have we ever inquired what the jiva is? The unknown is indicated by X, is it not? Like in your mathematical calculations, we are told, suppose there are 3 pots. One pot has got 5, second has 10, third has 15 liters of milk respectively. And they have got 3, 5 and 7% of milk, fat. And it's all mixed together. Now the question is, what will be the average percentage of fat in the collective sample? How will you start? Suppose the average percentage of fat will be X%. And you submit your answer book. Will you get marks? You have to establish the value of X, is it not? In the same manner, I am the jiva, very good. Now what is the value of the jiva? Oh, he is a Mahapapi, he is questioning, he is asking, he is going to go to hell. See, Fred, find out who is the jiva. Vedasya sarvai ahameva vidya. This aham is worthy of knowing. Who is this aham? See? Ayam aham kuto bhavati chinvataha ai patatyaham nija vicharanam. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, when you inquire, ayam aham kutaha bhavati, what is this I, who is he, where is he, what is he? Then ai patatyaham, this I, the jiva, disappears. To understand this simple thing, man is Brahman, husband is jiva. Now see, so is the husband a proper noun or a common noun? It's a common noun. In the same manner, like the husband is a common noun, similarly, jiva is also a common noun. It is not a proper noun. And once you take this principle, that every husband has the same problem. And the name of the problem for every husband is called as wife. Worry is invited forever. W-I-F-E. So where is the problem? In the same manner, every jiva is nothing but the same. Paramatma expressing through the limitations of Panchakoshas, that limited expression of the infinite Paramatma is called as Jiva Bhava. Jiva is not Vyakti, it is Abhivyakti. Therefore, Vedaisya sarvi ahameva vidya. So what is that aham? This is what I said here. Ekatma pratyasaram jagradadi sthaneshu ekaha ayam atma iti avyabhichari yaha pratyaya tena anussaraniyam. So you hold on to this one common denominator, which is supporting the waker, the dreamer, the deep sleeper, and the samadhistha purush. Second chapter Bhagavan says, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi dhirastatra namuyati. We have adopted a child body, the child body has disappeared. We have adopted a teenage body, that body has disappeared. We have adopted a middle-aged body, that has disappeared. We are adopting an old body, that will also disappear. When earlier 3 bodies have disappeared, nothing happened to us. When this old body will go, what is going to happen to us? Dhiraha tatra namuyati. So the purpose of telling jiva is freedom from the fear of death. If somebody claims, I have been listening and studying Vedanta and has even a passing thought of one's death, he has studied nothing. Ekatma pratyasaram. There is but one reality functioning in and through. Pramanam yaham tasya turiyasya adhigame. When we come to experience this, Atma eva iti upasita, then by this we have rejected everything. And then what is the other aspect of this, we'll see in our tomorrow's class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.